Do you remember the last time the Blue Jackets made a huge splash in NHL free agency? On July 5th, 2013, the Columbus Blue Jackets signed Nathan Horton to a 7-year, $37.1 million deal at a cap hit of $5.3 million. In October 2014, Horton was diagnosed with a degenerative back injury of the lumbar region that ended his 2014-15 season and ultimately his playing career. He changed the culture in Columbus by being the first big-name free agent to sign there.
My dad brought me up a Leaf fan. It's an honor to be here. Year one, I know we're going to have a very good player. I sometimes make decisions with my heart, not my head.
There's David Clarkson coming off the bench.
And the ref looked right at him when he did.
There will be suspensions from this.
I've served my 10 games and come back better for it.
Clarkson has just had very little feel to his season so far.
This has been the toughest thing I've been through in my career. I've been suspended twice. You're behind the 8 ball.
David Clarkson has been a disaster. David Clarkson, I think people they've given him time.
Time's up. It's over. It's done.
Big news in the NHL today. The Maple Leafs have traded David Clarkson to the Blue Jackets.
It was probably disappointing for both sides, and I do believe he's going to go there and play well.
Welcome to Sports Center. We begin with Thursday's biggest trade, the Leafs shipping David Clarkson and his massive contract to the Blue Jackets for Nathan Horton. Clarkson ends his Leafs career with 26 points in 118 games. Both Horton and Clarkson were in the second years of the 7-year contracts they signed in 2013. Horton has a degenerative back injury and is unlikely to play another NHL game. With more on this deal, here is Mark Masters.
David Clarkson's Leafs career started. Never play another game in the National Hockey League, and it might be one of the best trades Dave Nonis has ever made. Tell us why financially.
Well, it makes sense because the Toronto Maple Leafs were in a bad deal with David Clarkson. There's no question about that. David Clarkson looking for a better, a fresh opportunity, and he'll get that now with the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Blue Jackets, not a cap team like the Toronto Maple Leafs, very much a budget team. So, they're still paying the money to Nathan Horton, even though there's a chance Nathan Horton never plays again in the National Hockey League. Well, that's a chance the Toronto Maple Leafs can afford to take, but the Columbus Blue Jackets need a body. They need a player. They need something that is going to result in a true investment, and they're hoping that David Clarkson will return to the David Clarkson that was back with the New Jersey Devils.
The whole key here is the fact that Nathan Horton's contract was not insured by the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, they knew when he came in that he was going to miss a good chunk of games in the first half of the season, so they didn't insure the contract because he was coming off shoulder surgery. They were going to do it after the fact, but then his back got really bad. They couldn't get insurance on it, so there was no insurance. So to Darren's point, he's absolutely right. The Columbus Blue Jackets are paying the full value of Nathan Horton's contract, and they don't have a player in the lineup. They're not allowed to use it for long-term injury relief because they're not a cap team that allows them to overspend the cap by that amount. The Toronto Maple Leafs, though, they are a cap team, and now they lose David Clarkson's cap hit and his dollars, and over the life of this contract, they actually save $190,000 on comparatively speaking. They have to pay Nathan Horton his money, even if he never plays again, but Toronto's got lots of money. They don't worry about that. But what they get now, they're a cap team. They can overspend the cap by the amount of Nathan Horton's contract on long-term injury relief. They've gained all of the money that they were spending on David Clarkson's cap hit, and they now have it as free space and no more obligation. They just have to pay out the money to Nathan Horton.
So essentially what you said is basically Clarkson's contract just...
Horton was due about $27.5 million in real dollars, even if he could be placed on long-term injured reserve, and as such not make much of a salary cap impact on the team. Clarkson was owed about $1 million more, but at least was capable of playing a bottom six shift. Till 13 months and 26 games after the trade, when Clarkson's career was done due to a back injury.